السلام عليكم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. ثم أما بعد، يقول الله تعالى بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. Indeed, all praises for Allah. We seek His aid, guidance, and forgiveness. Whoever Allah guides, no one can misguide. Whoever Allah leaves astray, no one can guide. I bear witness and I testify that there is no one who deserves worship except Allah alone, without any partners, and that Muhammad ﷺ is His slave and final messenger. To proceed, today I want to talk about Ayatul Kursi, the greatest verse in the Quran. The reason why I want to talk about it is, we're a multitasking people. We have a lot of things going on in our lives. And sometimes we feel like we have those things under control. And we feel like we got it. And sometimes we get overwhelmed. And we oscillate between these states throughout our lives. Some of you may be in a state right now where you're feeling comfortable. Everything's under control. Things are simple, straightforward, not complex. Some of you may be overwhelmed right now. Things are very complicated. You don't know how to reconcile different things that are going on in your life. Regardless of which of these two states that you are in, inshallah, these words, the words of Allah, will be very powerful and will give you the right frame of mind. For those of you who are in ease, the Prophet ﷺ said, تَعَرَّفْ إِلَى اللَّهِ فِي الرَّخَاءِ يَعْرِفْكَ فِي الشِّدَّةِ, that to know Allah in times of ease so that He knows you in times of difficulty. So take advantage of this time. This hadith, or this verse, Ayatul Kursi, is a verse that a lot of us are very familiar with. And it's talked about quite a bit in various hadith. The frame that I want to talk about it today is based on one of the hadith in the 40 hadith an-Nawawi that's reported by Imam Muslim, where once a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, tell me a phrase in Islam that after you, I don't have to ask anybody else. So then the Prophet ﷺ said to him, very simple words. He said, قُلْ آمَنْتُ بِاللَّهِ ثُمَّ اسْتَقِمْ. Rawahu Muslim. Say, I believe in Allah, and then be upright. I had, in a prior job, I had a boss who gave me advice when things were getting really complicated. He said, look, Ibaad, when things get complicated, simplify. And he meant it in a work context. But we see that this is grounded in the advice of the Prophet ﷺ himself. He simplified things for the man. And so does the greatest ayah of the Quran. How do we know it's the greatest ayah? One time the Prophet ﷺ went to Ubay bin Ka'b. This hadith is reported in various books of hadith and it's authentic. And Ubay bin Ka'b is a man who really understood the Quran. So he asks him, tell me, what is the greatest verse in the Quran? And Ubay bin Ka'b, in some narrations, was hesitating to answer. Even though he knew the answer, it was out of humbleness. And then eventually he said, Allahu la ilaha illa wal hayyul qayyum. And when he said this, the Prophet ﷺ struck him on the chest and he said, rejoice. Rejoice for this knowledge, Ya Aba Mundhir. This is true knowledge. Allahu la ilaha illahu. Allah, which is the beginning of this verse. Everything that's talked about in this verse, in this ayah, is all about Allah. Keeps it very simple for us. Allah, la ilaha illahu. You know, it's amazing. Allah doesn't say, Allahu huwal ilah. Allah is the God. He could have said that. But here Allah says, Allahu la ilaha illahu, which means Allah, there is no ilah, there is no one who deserves worship except Him. And why is that? You know, this phrase, La ilaha illahu, is not just something that we hear people say when they become Muslim. This is something that is revealed, divinely revealed by Allah on how we should be understanding our religion. In order to really appreciate Allah, it's not enough to just affirm that He's your God. Human beings have a tendency to worship. Either you worship people, or you worship other things, or you worship fantasies and fictions, or you worship yourself. But people have the tendency to worship. And so, in Allah's perfect wisdom, He starts off by getting us to negate any other ilah. La ilaha illahu. Now that that's all out of the way, all that we talk about is Allah. There is no other ilah. Al-Hayy al-Qayyum. Allah then says, Al-Hayy al-Qayyum. Al-Hayy is one of the names of Allah, referring to the fact that He is ever living. He doesn't die. He is always there. He is the life. He is the source of life. And He is also Al-Qayyum. Al-Qayyum, not only is He living, but He sustains all of us. Like, we're all here because of Him. And this breaks down not just the concept of other ilahs, but also the concept of other dependencies. Like for us, instead of trying to depend on all the things, my job, my intelligence, how do I distinguish myself in the market, my house, my assets, simplify it all. You know what the simple phrase is? It's that He is Al-Qayyum. These are not our things. These are Allah's things. And He's the one who sustains us. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. Again, Allah goes with a negation. He says, neither slumber, sina, meaning tiredness, slumber, the inkling of sleep. Not even that touches Him. That does not grasp Him. ولا نوم. And not sleep, which is the actual sleep. This is such a simple concept, but why is Allah clarifying it for us? You know, throughout history, people have deviated and they've invented things about Allah that are totally false. Like saying that Allah needs to rest. And yesterday I heard someone, not Muslim, but they were saying that Allah thinks and He's, learning, subhanAllah, when He's all-knowing. Allah clarifies these things for us. Very crystal clear in our religion. He's not overtaken by sleep. We don't have to worry when we raise our hands up if He's listening or not, or if He's there and capable, or if He's tired. None of those things touch Him. لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. To Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. We go around thinking that we own things, houses, mansions, cars, money. But Allah is clarifying things for us. He owns it all. This is His kingdom. All of it. Whatever is in the heavens, whatever's in the earth, all of it's owned by Allah. So it reduces your dependence on anyone else, including yourself. Why would you turn to someone else who is owned and given and not turn to the owner when you have a direct line of communication? Like we all literally can talk to Allah directly. All we have to do is pick our hands up and ask. Why do we as human beings again and again pick other means over that? Why do we do that? So Allah is reminding us that to Him belongs everything that's in the heavens and everything that's in the earth. Even Muslims have to be taught this concept. Because in Surah Al-Hadid, Allah says, آمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا جَعَلَكُمْ مُسْتَخْلَفِينَ فِيهِ. That believe in Allah and His Messenger and spend with which Allah has made you trustees over. We're just entrusted with these things. We don't own anything. له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. Who is he that can intercede with him except by his permission? You know, we think with people of power that those that are closest to them can influence them. But Allah makes it very clear in the Quran over and over again that those closest to him cannot intercede. They can't, except by his permission. Only who Allah permits is allowed to intercede. Like just the mere exercise of asking Allah on behalf of someone else, that has to be given permission. Like this is who we're talking about, subhanAllah. That's why on the Day of Judgment, the Prophet ﷺ tells us that when we are resurrected, people will want the Day of Judgment to start. And they will go to the different prophets asking them to intercede with Allah to get the day to start. And all the prophets will say no, because they're not given permission to do so. The only one that says yes on the Day of Judgment, which we will all witness, inshallah, the only one who will say yes that day is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he's asked, he will say, "Ana laha," I am for it. Meaning, he was given permission to. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم. He knows what is in front of them and what is before them. His knowledge is complete. It's not restricted by time. Past, present, future. It's all known by Allah. Allah knows, and He has complete knowledge over everything. He knows every alternate reality that could have been. Complete, pure, perfect knowledge. وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And His kursi extends over the heavens and the earth. And Allah knows best what kursi refers to. Scholars have different viewpoints on it. But there is the arsh that's mentioned in the Quran, the throne of Allah, and the kursi. The bottom line is the kursi extends and encompasses the heavens and the earth. All of it is encompassed by this magnificent creation of Allah. All of it, everything that we can see. From the earth that we live in and the mountains that look big, to the huge planets and the bigger stars and the larger galaxies and the big universe, all of that is under Allah's, or it's encompassed by Allah's kursi. وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا. Going back full circle to the beginning. And it doesn't tire Him to guard all of this. All of this that we just talked about, it doesn't tire Him. He continually guards it. وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. And He is the All-High, the All-Great. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned to us that as for the one who recites Ayatul Kursi after every prayer, there's nothing that prevents him from Jannah except death. May Allah allow us to understand Ayatul Kursi and to recite it more frequently in our lives. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه بعد. Indeed, all praises for Allah. We seek His aid, guidance, and forgiveness. Whoever Allah guides, no one can misguide. Whoever Allah leaves astray, no one can guide. O Allah, make us of those who are guided. I want to close out the khutbah by talking about the next ayah, where Allah says, لا إكراه في الدين. There is no compulsion in religion. There's no forcing anyone. The message is simple. It's so easy. But there's no forcing. Even though it makes sense, like, why wouldn't you follow this? But there's no forcing. لا إكراه في الدين. قد تبين الرشد من الغي. Like, true guidance has been made very, very clear. over misguidance. It's so crystal clear. It's very simple, easy. فَمَن يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ, and here it goes back to the negation. Whoever disbelieves in false gods, فَمَن يَكْفُرْ بِالطَّاغُوتِ وَيُؤْمِن بِاللَّهِ, and believes in Allah, فَقَدْ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِالْعُرْوَةِ الْوُثْقَى, then he has held on to the trustworthy handhold. لَنْ انْفِصَامَ لَهَا, it would never break. وَاللَّهُ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ, Allah is the one who hears and knows. There's a beautiful hadith on this ayah in Bukhari and Muslim, where once one of the tabi'een narrates that he saw a man praying, and the people around him said, "This is a man from the people of Jannah." He prayed, so he came in the masjid, he prayed 2 rak'ah, and these people were just observing him, and they said, "This man is a man of the people of Jannah." And so he got curious. So they followed him to his house, and they asked him, "The people were saying this about you, that you're one of the people of Jannah. Why are they saying that?" And he, so humble, he corrected them. He said, "People shouldn't talk about what they don't have knowledge of." And then he said, "Perhaps, maybe they're referring to what happened when the Prophet ﷺ was alive. Where one time I had a dream. And in this dream, I see myself in a garden, beautiful garden. And there's this iron pole in the middle of the garden. And so I go to this iron pole, but I'm not able to climb it. And I'm told to ascend, to go up. And I see at the top that this iron pole goes towards the sky, and at the top of the iron pole, there's a handhold to hold on to, a grip. And so a servant helps me by holding on to my robe, and I ascend, and I keep ascending and ascending in the dream until I get to the top. And when I get to the top, I grab the top of it, that handhold, and then I wake up after having grabbed it. And so he goes to the Prophet ﷺ, because the Prophet ﷺ as a prophet had the ability to interpret dreams. And this is a good dream. And so he says, "Ya Rasulullah, this is what I saw, so tell me what this means." And so the Prophet ﷺ said, "As for the gardens, that is Islam. And you will be firm upon Islam until your death. This handhold that you saw is al-urwat al-wuthqa. The handhold that you saw is that firm, trustworthy handhold that Allah talks about in this verse." This man was none other than the companion Abdullah bin Salam. May Allah be pleased with him. May Allah enable us to be people of the Quran and people who turn to Allah alone. O Allah, make us of the people who hold on to the firm handhold. Ya Allah, make things simple for us. Make things easy for us. O Allah, remove all the complexities and complications in our lives and turn us back to you. O Allah, make us sincere in our service to you. O Allah, purify our hearts from shirk, from other gods. O Allah, purify our hearts from everything else except you. O Allah, turn us back to you in a beautiful return. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وأقيم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Please make the line straight, leave no gaps. Make sure you complete the row before starting a new one. Straightening the rows is part of making the salah perfect. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يئوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. لا إكراه في الدين قد تبين الرشد من الغي فمن يكفر بالطاغوت ويؤمن بالله فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى لا انفصام لها والله سميع عليم. الله ولي الذين آمنوا يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور والذين كفروا أولياؤهم الطاغوت يخرجونهم من النور إلى الظلمات أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. We have a dua for a sister who is currently undergoing a surgery. She's the sister of one of the community members here. So we're going to make that dua first. Brother Ibaad, her name is Samina Chaddam, yeah? She is in Albany in a hospital. She's undergoing the surgery. So if you guys can please at least join the prayer.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Oh Allah, have mercy on this sister. Make her procedure go easy and smooth. Ya Allah, expiate all of her sins. Oh Allah, make this time easy for the whole family. Oh Allah, elevate them in ranks. Oh Allah, make them have a beautiful patience in their hearts. Ya Allah, guide us all to the straight path. Whoever is sick amongst us, give them healing. Ya Allah, and whoever has passed away amongst them, amongst us, have mercy on them.
Thank you so much, brother. And thank you for the beautiful khutbah. May Allah bless you and your family. Ameen. A few short announcements, brothers and sisters. First off is that tonight after Maghrib prayer, there's a halaqah by Sheikh Muhammad Badawi. This is, the title is Post-Ramadan Game Plan. So hope and pray all of you can be here, inshallah. There's no better place than to be in the mosque, but especially on a Friday. So hope and pray, inshallah, you all be able to make it. Next one is summer camp programs. Registration is on. If last year is any indication, registration seats filled up pretty fast. So if you're interested in that, please, the flyers are being given out outside, but it's also, if you're in the newsletter and all that, you should be able to get access to it, inshallah. The second one that I wanted to highlight is blood drive. Brothers and sisters, it's on May 4th. We had it last year as well. It was successful. This is a great thing to do, and it's a sadaqah for a lot of us. If you're healthy, please join us on May 4th. There's going to be a program for that. New York Blood is going to come and take that. And really, it doesn't cost much, really, if you think about it, if you're healthy, and it's a great thing. So let's do that, inshallah. And also, tonight there's a revert event, and I think it's by registration only. My understanding is that registration is full, but if you are new to new to Islam rather, if you're a new Muslim, please see me and maybe we can, try to see if you haven't registered, to try to see if we can have you come in as well. Banners outside for a lot of us. A lot of you have asked about joining different activities and just to know what's happening with our programs. Banners are outside, the QR codes are there, so try to see, just get involved in those, inshallah. That's all for me, and thank you so much, and have a great weekend, have a great week, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.